I just saw this post with a bunch of boomers and Gen X bitching about how sensitive Zennials and Millennials are. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to explain why we are the way that we are. So, as a Zennial, we were on that very edge of being able to play outside and have fun and spending the majority of our time outside until the lights came on. But with that being said, our parents had to be reminded to let us inside or make sure that we were home. So there was a lot of neglect going on. And inside the home, there was a lot of addiction going on and abuse. Lots of abuse, psychological, physical, sexual, that we grew up with. By the time we hit middle school and high school, that's when the family started breaking down. That's when we learned that love doesn't last forever. That's when everybody started getting divorced, and the divorce epidemic happened. And then shortly after the divorce epidemic happened, then the meth epidemic happened. And so you saw all these housewives become meth addicts. And we started doing meth too. I was addicted to it from the age of 16 to 19. And then during that time, you had Columbine happen. And then all the school pew-pews started happening. And then Katrina happened. And we witnessed the government not take care of an entire state that was just absolutely in shambles and still is. And 9/11 happened. And then when we graduated, a lot of my friends went off to war. And they did not come back okay if they did come back. They did not come back okay. Now, it's important to note that history repeated. Because my dad, my real dad, was a Vietnam vet. He was not okay, which is why he was not in my life. The typical thing happened when he came home. He was not okay. And my mom was just absent, and I had a stepfather that was a narcissist, and I was the autistic, so you could figure out what happened there. Also, it's important to note that the only addiction that was okay was alcoholism, because that was just normal. Alcoholism was just a normal thing. But if you did drugs, you're wrong, and you're bad, and you're this, and you're that. At least that's how it is in my family, still to this day. So anyways, after all that, and we graduated, and we became adults, just everything kept falling apart. And now we're to the point where you can't trust any kind of government. We don't believe in love. Most of my friends didn't get married. They actually, a lot of them were able to stay in relationships for a long, long time. But they decided not to get married because of what they witnessed as children. We suffer from a lot of shit, but the one thing that we did differently from the boomers and Gen X is we went to fucking therapy. Because we weren't allowed to have our emotions as children. It was not okay to have emotions. We weren't even taught how to emotionally regulate. And clearly they were not either. Because their parents were all from the Great Depression. My grandpa was born at the beginning of it. My grandma was born in the end of it. They were not okay. Our parents were not okay. Our parents still refused to go to therapy and get any kind of fucking help. And it shows. So we decided to do everything different. We are the familial curse breakers. And not only that, societal curse breakers. And we all get demonized because of that. Oh, you're too sensitive. Oh, you're too this and that. Well, our entire lives have been a fucking struggle, and it's been fucked up. And just because we decided to go to therapy and get some fucking help and decide not to repeat the same shit, I guess that's not okay. Kind of like the alcoholism thing. Anyways, so in conclusion, Everything that we ever loved has been taken away from us, and everything that we ever trusted has turned out to be a big fucking lie. So you do the math.